My final Cobra Kai Season 5 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important. If you're not caught up to the point where I am in rewatching or watching Cobra Kai, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which, of course, I'll mention, as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be Cobra Kai Season 5, Episode 10, the Season 5 finale. The title of this episode is called Head of the Snake. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. It was yesterday when I was recording this video on Sunday, September 11th, is when I watched it and recorded the video on Monday, September 12th. But we started off with John Kreese. He talks to the doc again. He cries about a lot of things to the doc. He says that he's lost his best student for good. And then here's exactly what I wrote. Wait a minute. John Kreese is shanked and killed in prison? You really expect me to believe that after that guy was like completely afraid of John Kreese, the one that initially wanted his Jello, and then he scared him into giving him his Jello? Yeah, more on that at the end of the thing. We find out that Mike Barnes is the one that was driving the limo. Thank God, because I thought for a second there they weren't gonna use Mike Barnes at all for the rest of the season. He had that one episode that he was in, and that was gonna be it. But he's thankfully back, and he's broke, and the furniture store was really all he had. He wants Daniel's help sooner rather than later, and Mike wants to kick Terry Silver's ass now. So Johnny, Mike Barnes, and Chosen are gonna go kick Terry Silver's ass. Now keep in mind, Johnny and Chosen are under the influence of some alcohol because they were at that party. Chosen, Long Island iced teas. Johnny, whiskey and White Claw, baby. And we'll get more on that later. And then Mike Barnes might be on some blow. They mentioned. It's not confirmed, but because he's wide-eyed and full of energy, it's very possible. So Daniel is against all this. He doesn't want to do anything to jeopardize their spot in this tournament, and he doesn't want to do this. And they say, fuck you, and they leave. And they leave him on the side of the road by himself. And everyone is working to take down Cobra Kai tonight. But what is Cobra Kai, the show, without Cobra Kai in Cobra Kai? I mean, you got to have Cobra Kai, right? I don't know, just a thought. Sam and Tori are on the same page. Finally! About time. Sam's finally getting more interesting. She's annoyed me for almost 5 full seasons until now. Terry Silver has all the senseis at his place, and don't think it's going to end up like the way they thought, talking to Mike Barnes, Chosen, and Johnny Lawrence. Daniel calls Amanda as she's with Carmen, and Amanda says while on the phone with Daniel, Cobra Kai has arrived at their place. And we see that Dimitri is hacking into Terry Silver's system at the main Cobra Kai facility. And then we see Daniel on the side of the road, and the Cobra Kai awesome Johnny's old car pulls up in its Stingray. He pokes his head out the window and says, "Come with me if you want to live." And he's got Amanda and Carmen with him. And Daniel gets in the awesome car that he has, and he's like, "I'm sorry, Mr. LaRusso." Awesome moment. I've always liked Stingray as a character. I know some people don't like him, but I think he adds something to the show, in my opinion, more than Sam does. At least at the moment. So Stingray to the rescue. And also the Cobra Kai kids have shown up at the dojo, the main headquarter dojo. And we find out that Mitch is a traitor. He doesn't like being called Peanut's Breath. Well, I wouldn't either, actually. So, and then the funny thing is, Kyler calls him Peanut's Breath right away. So it's like, okay, you left that team to go to this team, and they still call you the same thing. You're in a lose-lose situation, Mitch. Go with Miyagi-Do / Eagle Fangs / Chosen's awesome fighting techniques. And then Chosen and Terry Silver start to fight. Johnny and Mike Barnes start to fight the other senseis. Mike Barnes is actually knocked out right away and put out of commission for almost the rest of the episode. And we don't really see him on camera for a lot of this until the very end. And during the fight, a funny line, Johnny says, "You think you can hurt me? I'm running off a whiskey and White Claw, baby." Awesome line by Johnny. Chosen has his 2 knives, and Terry Silver has his sword. Chosen says Terry Silver is no warrior, and Terry Silver cuts Chosen in the arm with his sword. and then Chosen is cut in the leg by Terry's sword. And Terry says he was meant to die on the battlefield because he's down, and it looks like Chosen's about to show him mercy. And then, unfortunately, he's able to cut Chosen in the back, and Chosen goes down. And we think that might be it for Chosen. I mean, they haven't had a major character death on the show, and more on that later, but that was like, really, are they going to really kill Chosen off? He's like the best part of season 5, other than Tori and Johnny, in my humble opinion. Hawk tells Kyler, and I want to say Skyler, like Skyler in Breaking Bad, but I said it right, Kyler, that he keeps pulling the same bully act. He's always a bully. Bully. Johnny is getting his ass kicked by a few of Terry Silver's senseis, including Odell, played by former UFC welterweight champion of the world, Tyron Woodley. And he actually is about to go down. He's like on the ground, and the picture of him and Carmen's baby falls out. And that actually gives Johnny some motivation, like some strength that he didn't know he had. And he starts kicking ass again after that. So that was pretty good. And then so they download the footage, something to YouTube, the Cobra Kai YouTube channel, or they're in the process of downloading it from a tablet that Hawk and Dimitri had. And now they have to protect the egg, or in this case, protect the tablet. So Anthony actually gets his hand on that, and he's guarding the tablet while it's downloading to the Cobra Kai YouTube channel. Stingray and Daniel and Carmen and Amanda arrive at the facility, and there's a bunch of Cobra Kai kids like waiting at the door, and like Stingray's like, I'll handle this, Mr. LaRusso, and Stingray beats some major ass. Great moment. I love Stingray. He just entertains me. And then Amanda and Carmen and Daniel and Stingray are able to get in there. And then we see that it's footage. It's done downloading. It's the footage of Tori talking with Terry Silver about paying off the official at the All Valley tournament. It does get downloaded, but Terry Silver doesn't seem to care. And then Sensei Odell, in this crazy fight that's still going on, there's multiple scenes, multiple things happening at one time. He actually gets his fingers, or I should say, a finger cut off by a sword. And then at the last possible second, when Johnny's about to get defeated by some swords and possibly killed, Mike Barnes finally wakes up from his concussion and saves Johnny. And I'm still wondering at this point, like, where's Chosen at? Why haven't they seen him? Why haven't we seen his body, like, beaten and broken? So Daniel and Terry Silver are about to go at it. Daniel LaRusso kicks Terry Silver's ass. He uses Terry Silver's technique that he had taught him in The Karate Kid Part 3. The same thing that he wanted Tori to do. Was it the last episode or the one before that? And Daniel beat Terry's ass. So Terry's defeated. He's on the ground. He just got crane kicked in the face, and all the Cobra Kai kids take their Cobra Kai gear off and throw it on Terry Silver. We actually only see a couple of them throw it on Terry Silver, but that's the imagery is supposed to show, like, everybody just, I'm done with this Cobra Kai shit. We don't like you. You're paying, you're cheating for us, and we don't like that. So the episode, Robbie and Tori, they get back together. It didn't seem like they were really broken up in the first place. And then Sam and Miguel get back together, as Sam's like, is this yours? She pulls out the necklace. Is like, yeah, I was going to give it to you, and then you broke up with me, and I just kind of left it in the yard at Miyagi-Do. So they get back together. Then you see that Johnny and company are told about the bad news about John Kreese. This supposed bad news. And then we see Kreese being wheeled into the doctor, thinking he's dead. And did they not check for a pulse? John Kreese is still alive. We're led to believe he beats up some doctors, and he walks out of the prison. And he could have just waited a little while. Wouldn't have taken long, and he would have got exonerated, by the way. But it is what it is. John Kreese is out and about. And that is the end of Cobra Kai Season 5, Episode 10, the season finale of Season 5. So I really like this episode. This might have been one of the best. This might have been the best episode of Cobra Kai. I know it has some competition for that, but this was a really good episode. It's unfortunate that the whole season in general wasn't as good, but I think the second half really saved it. There was a couple episodes at the beginning that were kind of boring to me, like the whole Miguel going to Mexico thing. That really didn't amount to anything at all. Like, what, 1 or 2 episodes, and that was the end of that? You thought that was going to be like a whole, at least half of the season story arc, and it really led to nothing. So I'm happy that Tori and Sam are one now until they break up in next season. But as far as my score of this episode of Cobra Kai, I have to give this a 10 out of 10 because there's just so much craziness and a lot of bloodshed in this episode. And Chosen, by the way, is good. I guess I didn't put that on my notes here. So Chosen is in when they pull up, because they were at Terry Silver's house. They pull up to the Cobra Kai facility, and Mike Barnes is there, and Chosen comes out of the limo with like things wrapped around his body covering the wounds. Like, we're gonna go to the hospital, but we figured we'd stop here first. So Chosen is good. I thought he might die just because they need something like that to happen on this show. I hope it doesn't, but it seems like that might be the route they need to go next, just to shock people. This is a 10 out of 10. I love this episode. As far as my standout characters of the episode, I mean, there's a lot of them. Mike Barnes, Daniel LaRusso, Johnny Lawrence, Sam. Kenny was actually really good, and I didn't even mention his name at all. I mean, he took the... I was thinking he would be the one that would still want to hang on to the Cobra Kai, but he's like, I'm done with this shit. Robbie, John Kreese, Stingray. You could put Terry Silver on here, although he was... he's smart and he thinks ahead of shit. Thinks that, has plans ahead for shit, and that's good. But such a good episode. I really liked it. So you've heard me ramble long enough. Now I want to hear what you have to say. So first, if you're a fan of Cobra Kai or the Ralph Macchio Karate Kid movies, we don't know if Hilary Swank will ever be in Cobra Kai. I sense she will at some point, but you don't know. But if you're a fan of all that, the Ralph Macchio stuff, not the Jaden Smith, Jackie Chan, Karate Kid. And if you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please don't forget to smash that like button. It really does help. Share the video with anybody you want. Put this video on any of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this season finale of Cobra Kai. What would you score it? Who would be your standout characters or character of the episode? I had to go with a bunch of people because... maybe I shouldn't even put Mike Barnes as a standout character because he didn't really do a lot. He was out, but the limo stuff, him, kicking ass at first and then being knocked out and then him saving Johnny, it was enough for me to give him some recognition, I guess. But make sure you leave me your thoughts, score the episode, favorite moment of the episode, whatever you want to put, predictions for season 6 of Cobra Kai. And then last but certainly not least, well, a couple things I want to cover. I'm going to be doing a seasons ranking of Cobra Kai. I don't know when that will be. I'll try to do it as soon as possible, but I probably would need to rewatch this series unless I can go on Wikipedia and kind of remember certain events. I remember the finales of all the seasons and a lot of parts, but it wouldn't. If I don't rewatch it, I might be forgetting something. So I definitely want to do a seasons ranking. That might take some time. However, I will be doing a character ranking of Cobra Kai. I don't know how many I'll do. You're definitely going to see a top 10 characters list from Cobra Kai. Probably top 20, maybe top 15, somewhere around there. But that video will come out probably very soon after this video. I would say no less than a week. And I'll keep the comment section update of when that's going to come out. But I wouldn't say it won't take me much more than a week after this video, which I'm going to set this video to premiere on Monday, September... what is Monday? September... a week from today. Monday, September 19th is when I'm going to drop this video. So it might even come out on Tuesday the 20th or the next day. But I'll definitely keep the comment section updated about that. But don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return. Quiet!